So guys, have you ever been in a situation whereby maybe last year, maybe let me say the past 3 months, you are really great when it comes to how you're spending your money. You are okay with how everything was going. Your budget was always on point and you didn't have a problem when it comes to spending money on the needs that you really want. You didn't have problem paying bills, you didn't have problems saving more money. But now, after a few months later, you find out that the income that you earn right now is not even enough to cover your basics. It's not enough to cover the things that you really need. You find yourself on shortages, and you get to find yourself dipping into debts here and there. So what's the issue? What should you do about this? This is what I'm going to be talking about. If you like this kind of content, consider subscribing, like the video, and let's keep going on. When your income is never enough, the first thing you have to do is track everything. Track how you spend your money, because the moment you start tracking how you spend your money, you'll have an idea where your money goes, and it will be easier for you to tweak things. So you have to track your money first. So tracking your money can go in different ways depending on what you like. And most, if you want, you can do it digitally. If you want, you can go analog, write down every transaction that you make. Then at the end of the day, you're going to audit the entire thing. You can just use you can use the apps, the budgeting apps that are out there, because they give you an indication of how much money you spend on every transaction that you make, and you also have an idea where your money goes. This is going to be easier for you to sit down and audit. You can use spreadsheets, Google spreadsheets. You can use offline spreadsheet on Microsoft Excel. You can try to write down everything that you purchase. And even if it's possible, you can do your entire tracking of the entire month from day 1 to day 30th, or you can just start from day 1 to day 29, depending on the month that you're on. So when you track the amount of money that you spend, it's going to be easier for you to sit down and audit everything, check everything. This is going to help you ensure that you know where the problem comes from. This is going to help you analyze how your spending is going, and you'll know where you're pushing lots of money. You'll know what you need to cut out, and this is going to help you a really big time when it comes to fixing this issue. Because guys, if you won't track anything and you just you start cutting out things without even having an idea where your money goes, guys, you might still find yourself in the same problem, because you might be cutting out things that are even not dragging you down, things that are not affecting you in a really big time. So the first step for you to do is to track your spending, and later on audit everything. Check out everything. The moment you know where your money goes the most, this is going to help you make a necessary adjustment so that the income that you're earning is going to be enough to cover your entire budget. If your income is never enough, and it used to be enough, there's no decrease. There's no decrease in the amount of money that you earn monthly. It's just the same. But right now, after a few months or after a few years, you find yourself that the income is not enough. You have to differentiate between needs versus wants. Guys, this is the problem. We tend to have lots of expenses, and when it comes to categorizing them, we almost find ourselves putting everything into needs, and yet some of these things that we push our money into are wants. So you have to differentiate between needs and wants, and this is going to clarify things. This is going to ensure that you prioritize on where you push your money the most. So sit down, write down every expense that you need, and just tick the expenses that you can't do without, and put a little maybe a dot, or maybe write with a different ink on the ones, and this is going to help you differentiate these things. And you're going to find out that if the income is the same, and right now things are a little bit chaotic, and simply because you're spending more money than you used to, you're going to realize that you have been spending so much money on wants. Maybe this is something that you never used to do before, and maybe your wants have just increased exponentially. So if this is the case, you're going to find yourself that you're spending more money than you're supposed to, and this is something that you have to fix. So after you have written down your expenses, your needs and wants, then you'll have to cross out the things that you don't really need them that much. So you have to focus only on the essentials. After that, then start filtering out the ones. Take out the ones that are really not that necessary. There's some ones that are really necessary. You really need them for you to be comfortable, for you to be able to live a really good life as a normal person, because you're working so hard for this. So check them out, and those that are not really important, you have to cut them out completely. The moment you start doing this, on all your expenses, this is going to make it easier for you to know the things to cut out, the things you should not put money into, and this is going to help you fix this issue. And after a month, you're going to realize that things are getting back on track, simply because you have eliminated some of the things that were taking so much money from you. So something else you have to do is also check on your lifestyle. Check the lifestyle you're leading and ask yourself, is this lifestyle really suitable for you? Is this lifestyle draining so much money than it's supposed to? If you chose a lifestyle that is taking so much money out of your pockets, out of your bank accounts, then you have to do something about it. So you have to change the lifestyle. If you want to change the lifestyle, you're living a really lavish lifestyle while your income is really at a low angle, then this is going to be hard for you. You're going to find out that your income is never enough, and this is going to lead into debts. You're going to find yourself that you're spending more money than you have, and when that happens, you'll probably find yourself in debts, and this is a really bad thing. It's going to affect you a really big time. So check on your lifestyle inflation, check on your lifestyle creep, check out on the things that you are really fancying these days. This might be something else that is making your income to be little, yet it was super accommodating for you in the last few months. If your income is never enough, sometimes, guys, to be honest, the issue, it cannot be about your spending habit, especially if you have been following your budget. It cannot be because of how you're spending your money. It cannot be because of the needs or wants that you introduced. Sometimes it can be just your income. Your income is the problem, guys. Things change. I do understand that people are growing, and that the needs that you had in the past few years are not the same needs that you're going to need now. So that is really, really understandable. There are changes, and that's why we always have to go back to our budgets, check them out, cut out things that are really not necessary, things that we don't need. That is something that we have to do, simply because there are changes. We can't avoid these changes. And sometimes also the economy outside there changes. So when things change, some things become a little bit expensive, and the cost of living keeps on increasing now and then, especially if the economy is really, really bad. So things like this do happen, and this also plays a really big role when it comes to how much money you're spending on a monthly basis. So if your income is never enough, and maybe in the past few months your income was really accommodating, then this can be due to the fact that your income is not enough. So you have to think of other ways on how you can increase your income. So this means you'll have to go back and sit down and think of a strategy that is going to earn you more money. Or if you can think of investing, you can think of starting taking extra shifts at your workplace, maybe, so that you can keep on earning more money. But the best thing I'll recommend is just to sit down and figure out a passive income stream that you can work on, that can bring you money, so that you don't have to work for 50 hours plus in a week for you to cover some extra bills. So just sit down and think of a really good side hustle that you can focus on, that is going to make you more money. So think of how you can invest your money, so that every month your income increases a little bit, and this is going to cover your entire budget. So if your income is too tight and you're only depending on one source, guys, it's time to tweak things, time to change things. Start thinking on how you can add other sources of income. So you have to commit, you have to put extra energy into the extra sources of income you're working on, but trust me, it's going to be worth it. If your income is not enough right now, it can be because of the hidden costs that are draining you. Guys, there might be some penalties, some fees, maybe small like irregular purchases that you usually not account them. You don't account them, and this have been draining money from your account now and then. And when the month ends, without you even realizing, you have been spending about $200 on some things that you really didn't account for. You really didn't note them down on your budget, and this is affecting you in one way or another. So if this is the case, then guys, you'll have to go back to your entire thing. You'll have to go back to your budget. You'll have to check the hidden subscriptions that you forgot about, cancel them, and if there's anything that has recurring charges, you have to cancel it. Maybe there's a free trial, you started a few months ago, you forgot about it, it's still taking cash from your account, so you'll have to go back and check out that, review every transaction that is going on, and make sure you cancel everything that you really don't need, because these hidden costs that you forgot about are really draining your income, and that's why your income is never enough. That's why you have to do this. So if you forgot about a subscription or maybe a free trial somewhere, so go back and check that out, cancel that, because that is costing you big. Another thing that you should know when your income is never enough, and that was not the case, it can be because of your emotional spending. So if you're the kind of person who is always spending more money when you are bored, when you are stressed, when you are searching for a way out of a problem that doesn't require you to spend, guys, this may be a reason why your income is never enough nowadays, because you're simply spending money, on things that you didn't budget for. So if you're spending more money on things that you really did budget for, guys, it's going to cost you. Your budget is not going to be the same. What I know is that if you're spending money emotionally, not intentionally, you're not going to account for these things. You're not going to write them down. And this is the issue, guys. If you're not going to be accounting for these things that you're spending money on, then there's always going to be a short, because you're going to be spending more money than you're supposed to. And this is something that you might not even consider, because maybe you are stressed about it, or maybe you are super excited about it and you forgot to jot it down. It's going to affect you in a really long term. So guys, check out this habit. If you're the kind of person who goes on shopping sprees when you are really bored, when you're stressed, this is something that you should stop, guys. This is something you should stop. If shopping is your hobby, guys, that's a wrong thing, because it's draining you. So you have to check out other hobbies that you can indulge yourself into. So think of other low-cost self-care alternatives that you can jump into to fix this money leak that is happening right now, because this is costing you big. Especially maybe if it has been a month that you went through a lot and you thought, man, I'm going through a lot, so let me just spend money, to treat myself. Let me just spend money so that I can just escape this overwhelming feeling that is handling me, that is crumbling me down, that is dragging me behind. This also might be the reason. So you have to check out on that. And if this kind of episode keeps on happening every month, guys, think about it. You're going to be spending more money than you're supposed to. So your income that used to accommodate you comfortably is never going to be enough. So guys, when your income is never enough, you need to check on this thing also. You are depending paycheck to paycheck to fix your entire thing, your entire budget. Guys, this is really a big problem, and this is one of the issues that keep lots of us broke, because we are always depending on paycheck to paycheck. We are really comfortable, especially those who are employed. You are employed, you're working from 9 to 5. I mean, your entire time is consumed by the work you're doing. You don't even think outside of the box. So you're only focusing on work from Monday to Friday. On weekends, you're super tired. The only thing you do is focus on cleaning and maybe visiting your family here and there. And when you realize it's Monday again and you have to go back to work. this cycle keeps you engaged on your work, and you don't have time to think of any other passive income streams that you can work on that can keep on bringing you money. And the only thing you depend on is the paycheck to cover your entire budget. Guys, if this is something that has been going on, then this is the reason why your income is never enough. So you have to check on this. If you don't have any other sources of income that you can dip into so that you can actually fix the issues that you're trying to deal with, then man, I'm sorry to tell you that your income will never be enough, because we always have more expenses, we always have more bills to pay, we always have more things to take care of, especially if you're grown up, you're living by yourself, or maybe you have a family. This is something that you always have to deal with. So think of other ways you can invest in yourself. Think of other ways you can come up with other side hustles, freelance gigs, writing content. Think of anything so that you don't depend on your paycheck to cover your entire budget. Anyways, thank you so much guys for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys in my next one. I hope the points I've shared with you in this video are going to help you fix this issue that is draining you big time.